Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel, Super Who Dat Man Cruises. It's Waylon here. Hey, let's just say welcome to New Orleans. For all your cruisers that are coming to the New Orleans port to get on either the Carnival Dream or Carnival Triumph, let me welcome you to New Orleans. So here, I put together a little information for you. Just a little bit about the city, where you come from, what to expect in the city, what can you do in a city, what are different options. Also, towards the end, I'll talk about your parking options for going on a cruise ship. There are a couple options that you might not know about. Usually you park at the port where there are a few other options. Well, look, let's get started, and welcome to New Orleans. The first place most people are going to come through is through the airport. Obviously, if you're flying in from another town, city, state, you're going to come to the Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. You'll be greeted with some great music once you come in. It's a good atmosphere. It's a great place. From there you'll take your taxi, you'll take your bus, you'll rent a car, whatever. You're eventually going to go to your hotels in New Orleans or maybe the surrounding areas. So what I got here is just a few pictures of some of the hotels in the area of New Orleans, downtown New Orleans, which is right next to the cruise ship. Just depending on where you stay at. Maybe you come in. Maybe you're leaving out on Sunday and you flew in on a Friday, so you got a few days to spare in New Orleans. So obviously you're going to stay at a hotel and check out the sights and sounds. Some of you may just come in on Sunday and just get right on the ship, and that's cool too. But what happens when you come back? Maybe you want to stay a day or two and check things out. So just see what I got come up here. See what you might like. Some of the hotels. That's a good one right there, Sheraton. I've stayed there a few times. It's really nice. Even the Marriott here, it's really nice hotel. Especially when you get up high, you can see a view of everything in the city. What to do once you get in New Orleans? It's a big question. There's a lot of stuff to do, very lot. Right here, that's the Greater New Orleans Bridge. Some people call it the Crescent City Connection. Just on the other side right there, that's the Port of New Orleans. That's where the cruise ship would be at. And off to the right, that's the city of New Orleans. Of course, definitely everybody's going to hit Bourbon Street. That's the big thing that everybody comes down to Louisiana for. Oh, I love Bourbon Street. It's very relaxed liquor laws. You can walk around the street with a bottle of beer in your hand, no problem. So many different clubs, dance clubs, bars, even strip clubs. They got everything out there. Right, there's Razoo's here. That's one of my favorites to go to. Very upbeat, kind of hip hop club. Look, this is a picture of just a relaxed day on Bourbon Street. It's usually not like this. It's usually packed with people everywhere. You go out there and enjoy the sights, enjoy your time. It's just, look, relax, kick back, have some drinks, and have fun. That's all Bourbon Street's about. The Swamp right there, that's a good place to go to. Another hip hop kind of club. They got country clubs, hip hop club. They got rock and roll places. I mean, anything you can think of, they have it. Here's a good picture. This looks like during Mardi Gras. Yeah, it can get really packed during Mardi Gras. The one thing I would tell travelers is, if you're coming to New Orleans, maybe on a cruise, since this is a cruise channel, if you're coming down here with kids, Bourbon Street may not be the place to bring them, okay? A lot of debauchery, a lot of skin, a lot of flashing, things like that. It's drunk people everywhere. So, Bourbon Street may not be the place to bring young children. Though I see a lot of them out there. When I'm out there, I kind of shake my head a little bit. But people from out of town, they don't know sometimes, and so just a word of advice is just be careful when you're out there. It's a fun time. Just be careful. Bourbon Street's an awesome place. But besides Bourbon Street, obviously there's other things to do in New Orleans. One of the things is the French Market, which is just a few blocks away from the actual cruise terminals, the Bourbon Street, all that, just a little bit down the river. The French Market is basically like a what do I want to say? It's like a farmer's market where they sell different foods and things like that, fresh vegetables, things like that. They got little restaurants in there. They also got things like this right here towards the back where they sell products. They sell bags, souvenirs, things like that. I mean, look, you can get an alligator head right there, some Mardi Gras beads, some masks. They sell all kind of things. Of course, they got a few restaurants in there, a few like small little mom and pop kind of restaurants. You can get some really good food, really good snacks. I mean, anything you want out there. They also sell little food packets, seasonings that you bring back home, things that you won't get If you're from out of state, you won't get these things in your state. Little trinkets that you can buy. It's just a good place to go relax and walk around for the day. I mean, it's not going to take you a whole day to walk around the French Market. It's just kind of like a little mall, as you would say, but just little different things to check out. In the area also we call the whole thing's like the French Quarter. This picture right here basically is a St. Louis Cathedral, which is Jackson Square right there. Okay, things you can go to. In the middle right there, actually where the statue of Andrew Jackson is, sometimes you'll be lucky enough they'll have big extravagant weddings right there that you actually can walk by and watch and see. Or even where this person took the picture from behind it is the river walks, and they'll be having weddings up there, or bands, or just different things going on in the city you'll be able to see. Around this whole thing is called Jackson Square, and you'll see the horse carriages at the bottom. You can take horse carriage rides throughout New Orleans. They'll give you a tour, a guided tour, let you know about the history of certain areas, things just going on in New Orleans. It's very nice to take that carriage ride. You can see there's some little like artists' drawings and paintings down there. All around Jackson Square, they have those things. And these are artists. Artists are all over the square, selling their art. I mean, you even got your tarot readers, your palm readers, things like that. So it's a pretty interesting thing to see. I just skipped this one picture here. It's a Jackson Square. That's St. Louis Cathedral right behind it, the big Catholic church in New Orleans. Very nice to go check out. It's very beautiful. The scenery is just awesome. As you can see, like I said, the artists are lined up all around here, and they're just trying to sell their art. They even have the ones that'll they'll have you sit down and they'll paint you right there or draw pictures of you right there, and you can purchase it from them. So very, very cool thing to go see. They'll have people performing different little things. Off the top of my head, I can think of, they got the guys that spray paint themselves like gold or silver, and they stand there like a statue, take pictures with them, things like that. There's all kind of things going on in the French Quarter all the time. Also, there's the Riverwalk. This is kind of connected to the cruise port terminal and going towards the French Market. It's farmers market, French Market. But what you get in a Riverwalk right here is it's a big area here. You can see in the back right here there's a restaurant. That's the main center focus right there, the big fountain. You'll have a bunch of people around here. They'll have bands sometimes, street performers. Sometimes on the weekends they'll have all kind of things going on right here. To the left right here, that's actually the river walk, where you can walk along the river. I mean, it stretches all the way in the far back. That's the Riverwalk Mall. It stretches from there, which kind of connects to the port, all the way back towards the French Market, and just goes. And you can walk along the river and check out the sights of all the the boats going down the river, the cruise ships going up and down the river. It's a great thing to go see and check out. Here's another view of it right here. It's actually on the Riverwalk, and there's a steamboat right there, paddle boat. That's another thing I'll talk to you about in a minute that you can get on and go check out. Here's another view. You also got, there's a ferry that runs back and forth right there, so you can check these boats. Sometimes they got see this little sail ship right here? Sometimes they'll have different boats and ships parked there, just depending on what's going on, what time of year it is. Different restaurants in the area also. Here's a great view of the Riverwalk right here. If the cruise ship was actually in this picture, it would be at the very end, right next to that bridge right there. Now you also have the Riverwalk Mall. It's just a mall that's along the Riverwalk. A bunch of different stores. Kind of Louisiana themed, New Orleans themed, where you'll get products, based out of this area. Little souvenirs that you can take home, things like that. And then there's restaurants in there also that you can eat at. There's the normal stores in there, so it's just a good thing to go check out. But right next to the Riverwalk and the Riverwalk Mall is the Aquarium, the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas. They also have an IMAX theater inside this aquarium. One cool thing I like, my kids like it too, is if you can see in this picture, the little yellow awning thing going off towards the left. That's actually I don't know what they call it. It's like a bird sanctuary thing. You go in there and you pay a couple of dollars for some food, and you walk around and you feed birds. They land right on you, and they're eating right out your hands. So great thing for the kids. If you got kids coming to New Orleans for a cruise, hey, go check this out. It's right there on the river. It's a very fun thing. One thing I don't have a picture of in here is the bug insectarium, which is actually right down the street from the aquarium. You can walk through it, and it's a display of bugs. It sounds not cool, but it actually is pretty cool. You'll see every bug alive in the world in there. You'll go in one section where it's kind of blocked off, and it's a butterfly exhibit. You walk through it, and butterflies are flying everywhere. It freaked me out the first time a butterfly the size of my hand landed on me. But it is pretty cool to check out, though. So if you have some kids, those are two good options. You also have the zoo. Now, the zoo is not actually in downtown New Orleans. It's a little further away, but it's easy to get there. You can drive there, take a taxi there. You could either take the streetcar there. Different ways. The Audubon Zoo is very cool. It's a really big zoo. They got all the good exhibits. You see things like alligators and elephants, and you get lions and tigers. Oh my. But it's a very fun thing. But the cool thing is this zoo has that your children are gonna love is a water park. This zoo has a water park inside of it. Now, it does cost extra for the water park, but it is fun. As you can see, it has the big structure here that the kids can run around, play, the splash park, things like that. It also has a lazy river. So, that's a cool thing to go through. Also in this zoo, I don't have a picture of it, but it has a ropes course. And if you're not familiar with a ropes course, it's one of those things, it's a big metal structure. And it's like you're walking very small metal beams, then you're hooked to a harness. And it has all it goes really high. I don't know exactly how high it goes, but I know it's really high. But it's pretty fun too. So if you come on a cruise in New Orleans, you get here on maybe like a Friday, and you're looking for something to do on a Saturday because you have maybe 2 or 3 kids with you, this would be a great option to spend the entire day doing at the zoo here. Well, during the summer, that is. If it's the winter time, obviously the splash park's not going to be open. But it is a very cool place to go check out. So how are you going to get around? How are we just going to go see all this? Well, one cool thing that New Orleans has is this city sightseeing bus. Hop on, hop off. So you pay one price. You can hop on, hop off all day long. You have to go to their website and see what their prices are. But it's great. It'll take you around the city. It'll tell you, what's here and what's there. Or ride the bus all around, and it'll show you everything in the city. So another great way to get around, though, is taking the streetcars. Or, like people in San Francisco call them trolleys. Hey, you take the streetcar in New Orleans. This thing is very cheap to get on and off. It goes everywhere in New Orleans. You can get a map and just, look, I want to go from my hotel to the zoo. What's the nearest pickup, Boom, just go. Very cheap. It's a great way to get around. It's pretty fun, too, If you've never done it, hey, it might be an excitement for you. But it goes everywhere. Downtown New Orleans, all around New Orleans, it goes everywhere. So just check it out. So for all you gamblers out there, yes, New Orleans does have a big casino. It is Harrah's Casino. It is right across the street from the Aquarium, right across the street from the Riverwalk. This thing is big. I don't know if I'd call it massive because I've been in some really massive casinos before, but this is a big casino. Look, this is just an overview of the casino right here. I'll let you know in advance. If you get here on a Friday and you want a decent dinner, all you can eat snow crab legs, this is the place to go. All you can eat snow crab legs on Friday nights. And most of the time they also have boiled seafood, like boiled shrimp or something like that. It's either $32 or $35 a person. Me and my wife go here on Friday nights, and we come out stuffed. The crab legs are really cooked very well. Just enough seasoning and everything. If you come during crawfish season, most of the times they'll put out all-you-can-eat crawfish also. So just check it out. If you're looking for maybe a place to relax, do a little gambling, maybe eat a little bit, that's a good place to check out right there. They have like a coffee shop in there and a Fuddruckers inside there. So, it's a good place to check out. Also, along the Mississippi River, if you're looking to do something, you have 2 riverboat cruises you can take. Now, this isn't a cruise like on your cruise ship. This is just like a couple-hour cruise. They do dinner cruises or lunch cruises. Excuse me. So where you pay a price and you can go have dinner on this riverboat. And as you're having the dinner, you get entertainment, music, New Orleans style music, the jazz, things like that. And it'll go down the river for a ways, turn around, come back up. Just get to enjoy the sights and sounds of New Orleans while you get a great dinner or lunch. Where just once you go to the Riverwalk, you'll see these two boats, the Natchez and the Creole Queen. If you want to get on it, you will see the booth. You can't miss it because it's there. You can just inquire as to how much, what times they depart at different times. So just check it out if you want to do something fun. Mardi Gras World. This is actually a real place. Actually, this is right next to the cruise terminal. So when the day you go on your cruise, when you come into the port, you're going to pass directly in front of Mardi Gras World. Can't miss it. This is a very cool place. If you ever wanted to know anything about Mardi Gras, what it's about, how are the floats built, what type of floats do they have. This is the place where you can see all the different floats. You can even, in some ports, you can see how they're making them. So they just give you a real history of Mardi Gras in New Orleans. This float right here was in the Bacchus parade. Bacchus is a really big parade in New Orleans. So, it's a great way. It's a great place to go check out. Your kids will probably love it if you have kids. It's very colorful and lively. People are great. It's very, I don't want to say entertaining, but it's very knowledgeable, and it's something fun to look at. Especially if you're in town for Mardi Gras. If you're catching a cruise right at Mardi Gras, you can go catch a few parades too. The parades pass all over the place. Just be careful out there. Mardi Gras can get really rowdy in certain places, especially around like Bourbon Street area if the parade passes right there. And if you got little kids, just keep a good eye on them, keep your hands on them, but go enjoy yourself. Mardi Gras is fun. In Louisiana, especially New Orleans, you can drink on the streets. So you can drink, catch some beads, have some fun. So it's a good thing to enjoy. So if you're in town during Mardi Gras to catch a cruise, go check out at least one parade. You'll enjoy it. One of the fun things you can do is an airboat tour. Now this is not going to be in New Orleans. Obviously, New Orleans is a city. You have to go outside of New Orleans to do an airboat tour. The closest one I can think of is probably about 30 minutes out of New Orleans, and you can do an internet search. There are different companies that do them, but you'll have fun. You'll get in an airboat like this. They'll take you for a ride. They'll show you the alligators, the snakes. Just you're not going to get eaten or touched by them, but they'll just show you the environment, the swamp. They'll show you what southern Louisiana is like, and here's a cool little boat right here. And they're all having fun. But it's a fun thing. They'll do a few little turns with you, kind of get your adrenaline pumping. It's a fun tour. For history buffs, man, if you really love history and want to learn a little bit more about history, go to a plantation home. There are several in the area. They're not exactly right in downtown New Orleans. Now, downtown New Orleans itself has a very, very robust history that you can learn about with the buildings and the interesting people that have been there. But if you want to learn about plantations, about how it used to be, things in history, this right here, this is a picture of Oak Alley Plantation. This is a great one to go visit. There's Ormond Plantation, Destrehan Plantation, San Francisco Plantation. I can just keep going on with plantation homes. What they've actually done is taken these homes and kept them up. It's not the original as what it used to be, where these things were on massive pieces of land. But when you go there, you get a guide, and they'll take you through the home. They'll explain the history of the home, who lived there, how, certain pieces of furniture, where did they come from, Italy, France, things like that, And they explain a lot about the history of how, what happened at that plantation, and a lot about the history of who lived there. So it's a great, if you're a history buff and you love this kind of stuff, these are great things to go check out. You may have to drive, it's going to be a little drive, maybe 30, 40 minutes, but it's well worth it. Man, one of the greatest things, especially if you're the history buff still, man, the World War II Museum in New Orleans. It is in downtown New Orleans. This place is amazing. If you're a veteran, if your family member's a veteran, you have to go check this out. Once you walk into this place, it's a whole different world. They give you the entire history of World War II from pre-stages before it even began, to how it began, to how we got involved, to just everything. They got the tanks, they got the airplanes hanging from the ceilings, they got so much memorabilia. It can take you a day to get through this if you're really into it. But this is a great place to go and check out if you're really into history and the military, things like that. Just want to honor those who have served. It's very humbling to go check out. I would suggest everyone go check this place out at least once. But why do we come to New Orleans? Because we want to get on a cruise, but we surely want some good food. Well, I tell you, they got some good food in New Orleans. Man, there's so many restaurants to choose from. The list is on and on and on. Food. Man, this place right here, Oceana, it's right off of Bourbon Street. Man, you people in, Baltimore, y'all have your crab cakes that y'all love. Man, look, Oceana right here, I've had Baltimore crab cakes, I think it was. Man, the crab cakes here at Oceana are awesomely delicious. Those things are so good. Man, there's just so many restaurants, man. Look, you can get shrimp po' boy, oyster po' boy. So much food you can get, shrimp stew, crawfish stew. Okay. Oh, look at that crawfish. You gotta have crawfish when you come to Louisiana. You definitely gotta have some crawfish if they're in season. Oh man, it looks so good, making me hungry right now. Your oysters, your crabs, your shrimp, and that's why you come to Louisiana, to eat like this. Definitely, you got to have your Café de Monde, your beignets and coffee. Oh my God, this is the place you got to go. This right here is right at the beginning of the French Market. Okay, so you can't miss this place. And most of the time, they will have a line waiting to get in there. Just to get that right there, the beignets and coffee. Oh my God, the beignets are so good in New Orleans, so good. So delicious. So you got to get you some before you leave. Before you cruise, after you cruise, sometimes just, even if it's a little cafe. I think they have a Café de Monde in the airport now. I'm not too sure. I think they do though. Just grab you a few and taste it real quick. So delicious. But hey, why are we here? We're here to go on a cruise. So I showed you some of the things that you can see and do in New Orleans while you're here. I know you're gonna stay at a hotel somewhere. Either it's that right there is downtown New Orleans. You're either gonna stay downtown New Orleans. You're gonna stay outside of New Orleans. Hey, whatever. There's so much to do. I mean, I just showed you a few things to do. There are so many more things to do in New Orleans that it just keeps going on and on. But hey, why'd you come here? You came here to get on a cruise. Now this is an older picture here. That's the Carnival Elation in this picture. I actually went on that show. That was a long time. Oh my God, I think that was like 2008, something like that. It was a long time ago. If you look right behind the Carnival ship, there's the orange and brown building right there. That's actually the parking garage. That's the Port of New Orleans parking garage. So, and that's actually attached to the terminal where you check in and get onto the ship. So look at this little map here. The 2 stars are there. Those stars kind of represent your cruise ships. That's the terminals. There's 2 terminals because sometimes they'll have 2 ships here. Because I know Norwegian comes, Royal Caribbean used to come, they don't come no more. Carnival is the only one that comes to New Orleans as of right now. I'm in 2017, and Carnival is the only one that comes to New Orleans right now. The Carnival Dream and the Carnival Triumph. The Dream does 5 days, and the Triumph. The Dream does 7 days, and the Triumph does 5 days. So that's where you get on a cruise ship's at. The little red blocks kind of represent the parking garage to where you'll park at. But the Carnival's board on the star that's lowest or closest to the bridge right there, and that's where you'll get on and off, is right here. So that's very cool. This is actually the parking garage as you're coming in to the port. Off to the right you see the yellow area right here. That's where you turn in the park into this garage up here. Further up here, you'll on pickup day, ship off day, whatever you'll call it, you'll see this thing lined up with taxis, and inside right here, buses, taxis, people getting dropped off, people getting picked up. This right here gets backed up. I wouldn't say bad, but it's a lot of people coming on and off at the same time. This is the entrance. It does the loop-de-loop to get in the garage right here. Now, to park here costs $20 a day. Okay, so for a 7-day cruise, that's $140. All right, that's $140 for a 7-day cruise. A 5-day cruise, $100. 20, 40, 60, 80, yeah, $100. That's per day. Now, personally, this is where I park when I go on cruises out of here. Okay, it is a bit pricey. I give it that. It is pricey, but I do it for the convenience. Okay, because once you pull in, you come around this and it goes in a garage. Once you pull in, right, as soon as you get in, you'll stop. You'll unload your bags. There'll be a porter right there. They'll take your bags from you. Then you have your tags already. They take it right there, and they take it off into the ship. Customary is to give a tip of $1 per bag. Once your bags are unloaded off of your vehicle, they take it off. You get back in your car and you proceed to park. And once you park inside of the terminal right here, just get out your car, go to the elevator, go down to the first floor, and you have to kind of come around the building to the main entrance. And you're in the terminal. You're checking in. Look, if you're a platinum, diamond, fast to the fun, or have a suite, you go right in. I know Carnival does a staggered boarding, so you have to pick a time. But if a line does form, you'll see the line forming outside the door. And if you get confused as to where you got to go, there's signs. But if you still don't understand, there's people everywhere that you can ask. Most of the time, they're nice. But you got to understand that the people working there, when you're going there to get on that ship, thousands of people are there getting off that ship at the same time. And it's a process that they have down to a science, and they're very good. But it can get frustrating for the workers. So, if they have a little attitude, some of them might have a little attitude sometimes. Just kind of, brush it off. Go talk to somebody else if you need to find something out, okay? It's a very relaxed place, and people will gladly help you out. Like I was saying, see how the taxis are lined up along that road and the buses in the back? You're going to have people coming from the airport going straight to the terminal. You're going to have bus loads of people, maybe big groups on these buses just coming unloading. Or the opposite, you're going to have all these people waiting for taxis to leave because they just got off the ship. They're waiting in big groups to get on these buses to go back to the airport or back to the hotel they were staying at before. There's so many, there's people going everywhere. Just be patient. You're going to get on the ship, okay? Those people are going to get off. They're going to go home. And you're going to get on. It's going to happen. The ship's not going to leave without you, okay? So just relax and enjoy the time. This is the opposite side view. This is where at the bottom right here, let's see if I get my cursor here. Here, this is where you'll come in, and especially if you're being dropped off by somebody, a family member or friend, they'll come in here, they drop you off. The porters take your bags. Look, give them that $1 per bag. They're doing, they're working hard. And just back here is the entrance into the terminal right here. So, very busy place on days when the ship's coming in and leaving. Very busy days. Now, Wayland, what are other parking options? Well, look, you got the Fulton Garage. Now, the Fulton Garage is only about a block away from the terminal. There you go. That's what it looks like. It's just another parking garage. That's all it is, okay? Great thing. www.neworleansparking.com. So you go onto that website. You can make your reservations for your parking spot on that website. It's going to ask you, what, is it a cruise? Is it what day you're coming in? What time you're going to be there? What day do you get back? What time do you anticipate to get in your car? Things like that. So you go on that website, you make your reservations, and you can pay right then and there. Now look at the price right here. $12 a day for covered parking. $10 a day for rooftop parking. That is half the price of what you pay at the terminal. But wait, why don't you park there? Like I said, I like the convenience. Because here, the Fulton Garage, they do give you a free shuttle ride from the garage to the cruise ship. It's only about a block or two away. and you get the same thing coming back. You get the shuttle from the cruise ship terminal back to the garage, okay? But that's what I don't like. When I get off the ship, okay, when I get off that ship, I get my bags and get together. I can walk straight to my car and leave. I don't have to wait for anything. Now, if you park at Fulton Garage, you have to collect your bags. You have to go outside, and you have to wait. How long that wait is going to be, I don't know. It can all depend. If you're lucky and you catch the shuttle right away, nobody else is there, boom, boom, you're gone, you know. But maybe you're that unlucky person that you're going to have to sit there and wait because a shuttle can only hold so many people at one time, and that shuttle has to go back and forth. And remember, as you're leaving, another group of people are coming onto the ship. So that shuttles back and forth. So it may take a little time for you to get back to your car. You know, if you're in a rush to leave, this isn't for you. If you have time to spend and waste and just wait for your car, hey, this may be a good option for you at a very cheaper price. Look, park on a rooftop $10 a day for a 7-day cruise. That's $70. It's much cheaper than parking right at the port. And it's only a block or two away. If you're brave enough and you want to walk it, you can go ahead and walk it. It might take you a little while, but it's just another option out there for you. And you can reserve your spot online, and so you have your spot before you get there. So are there any other options? Well, yes, there are. When you drive into New Orleans, when you're going to the port, if you're driving in from Alabama, Mississippi, anywhere, you're driving in, you're going to see people like this on the side of the road. Hey, parking here, cruise parking here, cruise parking here. Hey, look, some of them offer $12, some of them $15. It just depends. I don't really know too much about these because I don't go with these. Some of these are just big parking lots off to the side somewhere that they lock up. They'll actually, once your cruise passengers are all parked for the week, they'll go and lock the gates up so nobody can take these cars. So, hey, that's just another option. So you can either park at the port for $20 a day. You can go to Fulton Garage. It's either $12 a day for inside covered parking or $10 a day for the rooftop parking. Or you can find one of these little side parking things like this where they charge whatever, it be $10, $12, $15, just whatever they do, and you can park there. So those are your different options for parking when you come to New Orleans. So now, how much does it cost to get around? Now, mainly, I'm looking here at the airport pickup to the cruise terminal, because I know some people, they fly in the day of the cruise. So if that cruise leaves on a Sunday for the Carnival Dream, a 7-day cruise leaves on Sunday, all right? Some people may fly in Sunday morning, or they may land, midday Sunday. Well, they got to get from the airport to the cruise terminal. Well, how much is that going to cost? Well, here's a great thing I found on the internet, that the prices may not be the exact price, but it's very close to what it's going to cost. You look at airport to cruise terminal for the Uber, $33. That's based on 2 people. Or the Uber XL for $50. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Lyft is not authorized to operate at the New Orleans airport. Okay, they cannot. They cannot do pickups. I think they can drop you off there, but they cannot pick you up there. Okay. And a regular taxi, like $36. And at the bottom here, $36 for up to 2 people, but $15 per person for 3 or more passengers. So it's just a general idea. I know that one time that I went to Miami, I searched the internet as to how much it would cost me to get from Fort Lauderdale to the Miami terminal, because I landed in Fort Lauderdale. I wish I would have had something like this. It just told me here's a general idea. I had to do some searching and digging and calling, just to find out a general price. So here you go. Here's the general price right here. And there's different services you can call besides, there's private limousine services and things like that you can call. But it's just a general pricing here of what to expect, especially from different parts of the city, I'm on a bunch of Facebook pages for cruising and, message boards, things like that. I've seen a few people say, hey, we're going to stay in Slidell or we're going to stay in Covington, to be honest with you, I don't know why you would stay that far away. that is a good ride from New Orleans. It's a very, I mean, you're looking Covington, New Orleans, you're looking at about 45, 50 minutes. Slidell probably around the same time because of traffic and construction. So those are some good areas. They're pretty far from New Orleans. Gretna is right across the river from New Orleans. Kenner is right next door to New Orleans. I mean, of course, the French Quarter is in New Orleans, and Metairie and Kenner are pretty much the same city, just right next to New Orleans. But, you know, different prices from different areas. Look, so, I mean, I've given you things to do in New Orleans, things to see, especially family-oriented places. I let you see how parking is. How much is parking? That's a big question that cruisers want to know. How much is parking? That is the price for parking here. I let you know the convenience of parking at the port and the cheaper version of parking at Fulton Garage, and the other option of just taking these other little lots they have around. You know, it's up to you. All these other little lots also, like this right here, I believe most of them do offer a free shuttle. So you don't have to worry about getting back and forth. You just got to worry about waiting for that shuttle. Okay? But look, that's all I have for this one. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm really trying to get that information out. I want to help out first-time cruisers, even cruisers who have never been to New Orleans, what to expect. I think one of my next videos I'm going to do is what to expect in a cruise terminal in New Orleans. That one might have to wait a little bit because I'm going on a cruise in just about 3 weeks. I want to take some pictures inside the terminal so that I can show you what it's like in there. I can tell you right now, I've only been to 2 cruise terminals so far. New Orleans quite a few times, and Miami. I'm going to tell you, their cruise terminal was awesome and amazing. Okay? Oh, wow, I was amazed when I went there. New Orleans, okay, it's okay. Now they really have it. New Orleans has it down on how to get people moving in and out, in and out, in and out. They're really efficient in it. Okay, but look, until next time, y'all. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for watching my channel. Y'all have a good day. Thank y'all.